they'll even bend space and time
That's
to
amazing.
do it, to destroy Thanatos, and the belief that we don't have to accept death. So isn't it amazing that at the same time that these truths are being released right now, there's movies about comic characters that saying your battle is with death.
Wow.
That death is your ultimate enemy, and that if you work together, you can overcome it. And that's what we've got to move to, whether it's through health, holistics, genetics, food. We have to start breaking the structures of death, like the food industry. We know this already. It's going to be judged heavily because it was one of the biggest causes of death. We know the oil industry, the pollution. They lied about how damaging diesel was. They lied about the fumes. They're lying about, energy now. So these structures need to be destroyed so we have free energy, clean energy, limitless energy. When we start to get limitless energy, the sky's the limit. And it will mean equality around the earth. Because when we start talking about life coming, one of the greatest injustices on earth right now is that the people who controlled energy held back technology from Africa.
Wow.
The Lord said to me, there are people alive right now far more evil than Hitler that are in places of government. Right. And I said, what do you mean, Lord? You said that the heads of these industries, said they have deliberately prevented decades and decades of technology that would have brought equality to India, to Africa. The West has to let go of its addiction of being the most powerful nations. We have to allow technology, water, food, education to spread to the whole planet and start having a vested interest in the rest of the world, rather than, I honor, the president here. I think he's great. I don't disrespect him at all. But, America first is a layer of truth, but really it's humanity first. It should be like, God so loved the world.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
It's like, who's going to be a voice who will cry out for the poor, who will cry out for those who live in the garbage dumps, who are the voices of justice. So one of the things we're going to see in this generation is a recalibration of justice. And that's going to involve us being willing to be humble in the West. Because we're going to have to allow Africa and other nations to get the same level of prosperity that we've had. And the way we do that is by allowing technology to become available. So, one of the battles I feel in the courts of heaven, which I've been involved in many times, is breaking the barriers for technological advance.
So good.
Because, the Lord spoke to me many, many years ago and said, cars can run on fresh air. And I said, cars can run on fresh air. And he says on earth right now is that the people who controlled energy held back technology from Africa.
Wow.
I had to just let you listen to that, beloved. Many of us of African descent, blacks or Africans, we have said this for many years. And when we say this, they will say, oh, you guys are just complaining, you murmuring. Why can't you fix your continent? Why can't you do this? Why are you blaming the West? Why are you blaming colonialism? But this word is coming out of his mouth. He's not white. He's not African. He's a man of God, of course. And this is a vision that God gave him. This is not even something he knows in the natural. But some of us always knew this. I always knew this in the natural. I didn't have any physical, concrete evidence, but I always knew this. That there are some ruling principalities. They call themselves politicians or government officials or big pharma or heads of industries and corporations, but I call them principalities in suits. I've always knew this. There is something or someone behind the disease epidemic, the famine, the war, the military coup, the poverty, the darkness, and it's just a poor, impoverished lifestyle in Africa. I say there's someone or something behind it. This is not normal. You just heard it from his lips, and I believe what he's saying is 100% true. He has nothing to lose or nothing to gain by saying what he just said. So we who consider ourselves decent human beings and the decent citizens of society, we should not sit back and allow evil to continue on our watch and on our shift, because evil will continue as long as good men and women remain quiet. As long as we keep quiet and say, well, it doesn't affect me, it doesn't concern me, it's not my business, I'm not an African, so I don't move about my business, evil will continue. Why do you think slavery ended in America? Because both white and black, who are decent human beings, rose up and said enough of this madness. So for evil to stop existing on your watch and on your shift, all of us as citizens of the earth that loves humanity, we have to rise up and begin to push back darkness and begin to push back against these principalities.